Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today in this video, we're going to talk about how you can make a beautiful CV, which is very comprehensive, on point, and very friendly to the person who is reading your CV, which will make that person identify all the things required for the job and get you hired or get you the interview call you're looking for. So in this video, we're going to talk about 5 rules which you can apply if you are a fresher or you are an experienced person. It will apply for both of you. And if you have extra details, you can add after these 5 things, but 5 things you should never miss out in the CV. Next, we are going to talk about the mistakes which you need to avoid. Mistakes which makes or breaks your impression with the CV. Then we are going to talk about some examples, one for the fresher and for the experienced person, so that you get an idea how you can make a CV. Fourth, we are going to talk about the keywords which you can use in the CV so that it becomes more attractive and makes more relevant for any job you are going for. Then we are going to talk about how I have made my CV for so many years and how you can make your CV for free. And it will look very professional, it will be crisp, on point, and it will stand out from other CVs. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Tuti and I am a cabin crew at Qatar Airways. Giving so many interviews and preparing so many CVs for every single company, I have realized that there are some common mistakes which people make sometimes which lead to the rejection or not get hired. I have seen CVs of so many friends and have tried to give them a perspective of my CV and it helped them. So maybe it will help you also. So let's get started. The 5 things which are very important to keep in mind while you're preparing your CV. I would like you to keep a pen and paper with you so that you write all the things on the paper, and when you're preparing your CV, you have everything so that you don't miss out on anything, right? So the 5 things which you need to mention in the CV are: 1, your small introduction. You need to talk about yourself, that who are you and why you are fit for this role. It should be just for 2 or 3 sentences, but it should not be a whole page on your introduction. No, your self-introduction, when you talk about tell me about yourself, is a different thing. But when you're giving a CV, you need to keep it very short, very brief, but it should highlight that you are a relevant candidate for the job description you're going for. I'll give you some examples so it will get all clarified. The second point is your personal details. You need to mention your phone number, the personal phone number you are using, and it should be the number which you are using, that if they call on that number, it should be you who are attending the call, nobody else. So otherwise it gives a very unprofessional experience to the person who is calling. Second is your personal email address, and third is your address. In address, you don't have to write everything, all the detailed address about you. No, just you have to give a hint. Address is just to give the hint that where are you from, so that the person who is reading your CV knows that where you are actually right now located. That's the point of the personal introduction. Personal detail. Now coming to the third point is the skills which are required. So you can have some technical skills for any job description you're going for. You can mention those technical skills. Other the technical skills are important, you need to mention the soft skills also. I've seen so many people just miss out on the soft skills because they think that what is the point of mentioning the soft skills, but it matters a lot. Because you're working with people, you are a human being, you are not a machine. So with the hard skills, it is very important that you portray the soft skills which you have, which will make the person who's reading your CV more comfortable to approach you, because you feel like a human being, not a machine, right? The third point which you need to talk about in the CV is your qualification. The education you have, you need to mention the one thing which you need to keep in mind is the highest or the latest education should be on the top, and then you can include other education which you had before it. But the latest one should be on top, so the person who is reading your CV should not take a lot of time to understand what are your qualifications. It should be just on the face of the person that this is the latest qualification I have, the highest qualification I have. The fifth point of the CV is the experience. Again, now the freshers will talk about like, I don't have any experience, then what will I write? Again, for the experienced person, you have no worries. For experience, you will write your experience, whatever you have. But for the freshers, you need to write your experience based on your personal experience which you have faced. Again, I will say that watch my video in which I talk about how you mention your experience in your introduction, so that you get an idea how you need to give the experience when you are a fresher. But I'll give you a short, because otherwise it will become a very long video. So shortly I'll tell you that in the experience you can talk about some personal experience based when you were in your school, college, or in personal life. The experience which you have faced, the volunteering maybe you have done, maybe you have done any social event or any sort of work which you have done in your personal life, which you can highlight to just showcase. Experience is to showcase that the skills which you are writing has a backup. Like, why I'm saying that I am resilient, why I'm saying that I'm a team player, why I'm saying I have a good communication skill, because I have the experience and I'm mentioning it. Make it very clear, short, 2 to 3 lines for any experience you want to mention, and you are good to go. If you are an experienced person and you are detailing your experience, I would recommend you to write the organization you have worked for, the organization, the role which you were assigned, and in the detail point, you don't have to read paragraph. You don't need to write paragraphs. You just need to write 2 or 3 lines describing your role, your results you have achieved while working that role, and what learnings you have taken, what the whole experience have taught you. These are the 3 things which you can work while writing the small description about the role in that organization you had. So it will help you to give the idea that what was your experience when you were working in the organization, and what skills you have which you used, and what skills you have learned while that experience. Got my point? So this is how you can write your experience. Now these are the 5 normal things which you should write. If other than this, if you have any specialized certificate, specialized achievement, accomplishment regarding to the job description, I would recommend you that make a separate column and mention those things, because it will impact on your CV. But if you don't have, there is no issue. The CV is good to go with these 5 things. Now I will talk about the problems or the mistakes which I have seen people make in the CV, and it can be avoided very easily. The first thing, the CV gets very bulky. The word limit is at another level. You have 2 pages of CV. It's not required. Make it short, crisp, and very easy for the person to read it, so that he doesn't take a lot of. If you see a very dense book, you will get a feeling of not reading that book, right? Same goes for a CV also. Make it very, very clear for the person who is reading. Make it short so that every detail which the person is looking for, he has it, and you are not overwhelming that person with a lot of words all around displaced, right? So word limit should be between 475 to 600 words, which is a very safe zone to be in. Your CV should not consist of more than 600 words. Second point which I can highlight is mistakes or any errors in the CV is not acceptable. It looks that you're very unprofessional. It feels that you're not even serious about the job you're coming for. It shows that you're not even paying attention to your own CV. You have not read your CV even twice before submitting it. So you're not serious about it. You are not worried about the results which can come from the CV. So they will not take your CV seriously. Now let's talk about the keywords which you can use in your CV, which will give a weight to the CV and make you a compatible candidate for the job description other than other candidates, because you are just highlighting those things which any organization would love to have in a person. So the 5 keywords are resilience, that you are resilient. What does it mean? It means that you are not afraid from the problems. You go and solve those problems. You don't run away from that. You have no issues in solving problems. You are not afraid of it. Second is you are a good communicator, because communication is everything. You're working with people. You need to know how to talk to the people. No matter you're talking to your boss or to your colleague or to your junior, it doesn't matter. Communication is a very important skill which everyone should have it, and it is very necessary for you to mention that. The third point is you are a team player, that you love to work with people, you love to collaborate, you love to work with the people, for the people, and it boosts you up, because all the organizations work with team. They are not working just by one person. No, the big organizations work with a team, and you need to be a good team player. Other than, you're not going to be a fit for that role. The fourth point is that you're a problem solver. What does it mean? Problem solver means that if something comes in your way, you try to think out of the box and you try to solve that problem instead of just scribbling about it. This gives a very positive vibe from you, that you are not afraid of anything, any obstacle or any challenge which come into your face, which is a very positive attitude to have. And the fifth point is that you are result driven. What does it mean? That You work on the goals. You like to keep your focus on a result and you work accordingly. You are not an immature person who just works randomly. No, you always keep your goals, your aims in your mind, that why you are doing this, and you are very, very motivated and driven towards that result or the outcome you are looking for, which makes the organization feel more comfortable to work with you, because every organization is result driven. They want result out of everything. So it makes you a fit for the job description, for any job description, because every organization need a person who is result driven. Now, next point comes to the examples of the CV. So I will display two CVs, one for the fresher and one for the experienced person. So you can just identify which one you need to go through. Go through it. I have mentioned all five things which I talked about, and how I have displayed it in a very beautiful manner, so that everything is visible, everything is divided, and it is neatly presented. It doesn't look so bulky, and we are not missing out any information which should be informed. Okay, now coming on to the next point, how to prepare a CV. Again, I am a very lazy person when it comes to technical things. I don't like to make some Microsoft Word, PowerPoint or something. No, I'm not good at it, so I would not recommend to do it for you, because not everyone is not that very comfortable in these things. So what I use is an app. You have maybe heard of it, Canva. There are so many templates which you can use. I know that Canva is now very debated, that it's not professional. It is not that nice. It looks, it doesn't, it's very childish. But no, I have always made my CVs. Always I have got through my CV round, so I don't think so. It really matters. The only problem with the CV is if you are making your CV right or wrong. Canva doesn't give you anything. It just gives you a template so that you can just write all the details in a systematic way. Whatever template suits you, you can use that template and write all the details which I have mentioned you, and you are good to go. Other than that, what I usually do is I try to color coordinate according to the organization I'm going for. Let's say an example, if I'm coming for Qatar Airways, so my CV will be burgundy and beige. You know, if I'm going for Indigo, so I'll have a CV of blue and white. If I'm going for Air India, my CV will be red and white. You get my point? It just gives a hint of a personal touch of that organization. You know, that CV feels much more included already. If that makes sense, it makes sense in my mind. I usually do that, and it maybe helps. There is no harm in doing that. So make your CVs little colorful. It will give some life into that CV. It will not look a boring document, black and white, so basic. Make it little colorful. Your CV should have some life, because you are a human being and it is talking about you. It should feel that you have put an effort while preparing that CV and you are very serious about it. So I think that is it. I have covered every single thing which is required to prepare a CV. If you have any doubts, please comment down below. I will be very happy to help you. If there is anything you want more clarification, I can make a detailed video accordingly. Just mention it below, and I will be there to help you out. Other than that, if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. So that's it for now. I will see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Thank you.